Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome Bitrix24 for HR and Employee Management webinar. My name is Dmitry Davidov and I will be your host for today. Let's get into it. Let me log into my test portal. One of the most frequently asked questions is, where is the HR module inside Bitrix24? And because HR tools are spread out throughout our platform, let me go through HR tools one by one. As you've seen, I've just started my workday, and we will be talking about this and other tools shortly. If you watched our introduction to Bitrix24 webinar, you know that your entire menu is customizable, both the horizontal and vertical ones. You can select your primary menu. I will not be talking about this in this webinar, but I do encourage you to watch the introductory webinar that shows how it's done. For this webinar, I want you to go to settings. Obviously, you need to be account owner or moderator in order to do this, and pay attention to a couple of options here. Working time parameters, weekend days, holidays, you will need these for HR tools, as well as you should be aware that you're able to restrict access to a Bitrix24 account by IP. This is done when you want people to be able to log into your Bitrix24 account and to be able to start and finish workdays only from the office, for example. Some of you require this. And you're also able to upload your company logo. Both of these options are available in Bitrix24 standard and professional plans. Some of the most advanced HR tools are available only in the professional plan. So if you go to subscription, you'll see that even if you're a free account owner, if you registered a free account, you're able to activate Bitrix24 Professional for 30 days, absolutely free of charge. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you register a new account is actually invite new users inside your Bitrix24 account, because Bitrix24 is a type of platform where you get most value if you interact with other people. It's not a type of tool where one HR employee enters the data for everyone else. Bitrix24 is a communication and collaboration platform, and in order to be used to the fullest extent, you absolutely have to invite like-minded individuals. If you're just testing our platform, I do recommend at least 5 to 10 people. So you have multiple registration options available to you, 3 options. The quick registration option is ideal if you work for a rather large organization. Then you're able to share this registration link. If you can register everyone with your company email address without extra moderation, this option is available here. If your company is small, then you can either invite or register employees one by one. And the difference between these two options is essentially, if you register, then the person will receive their password inside the email. And if you invite them, they will have to register themselves, come up with their own password, so on and so forth. Even at the stage of inviting or registering employees, you are able to make these users part of a specific departments or work groups. Let me show you. Obviously, you do have to have your company structure configured. You absolutely have to configure your company structure. It's not just a visual tool. And by the way, it's really easy, to build your company department. It's essentially drag and drop. But the company structure is how our system knows who's the CEO, who's the head of the department, who's the subordinate, and which way certain approval workflows have to go, and who can see what, who approves whose requests, so on and so forth. So invite employees, set up company structure. Let me show you what employee directory looks like and what an employee profile is like. So let's look at Steven. I can edit his profile if I want to. It's fairly basic: contact information, name, photo, mobile. You can place this person inside a specific department. In cloud, you're not able to add custom fields to employee profile, but in self-hosted version you can. Our partners can customize Bitrix24, self-hosted Bitrix24 for you. Some of you require having certifications inside employee profile. This is certainly possible with self-hosted Bitrix24. Also, you're able to view employee message log, you're able to dismiss an employee, and if you fire anyone, they will be listed as inactive employees. It's important to understand that in Bitrix24, users are never deleted. So if somebody decides to quit, or if you have to fire someone, this person, the records, person's files inside the drive, their tasks, their calendar and conversations will remain inside your Bitrix24 account. This is critically important. A lot of you are trying to run your company on, Dropbox plus Slack plus Google Calendar plus Asana plus something else. And a lot of times when person leaves, they take, they used to store file in their own personal Dropbox account, or, they used to schedule events in their own personal Google Calendar, and when employees leave, the data lives with them. This never happens with Bitrix24, so we keep all the data in one place. Here you also have extranet users. Extranet users are external employees, external users who are not your company employees. So, your contractors, maybe your clients, temps could be classified as extranet users for certain companies. So that's the employee directory. Also, we have multiple workflows available in different places in Bitrix24. This is one of the examples, lists. For the purpose of this webinar, we are not going to show you how lists are set up. We do have information about that in our YouTube channel, as well as training materials. Bitrix24 partners can set up your lists for you, and basically they can work as approval workflows, let's say for expenses. So that's available under company section as well. I will show you where else you have pre-configured workflows for your company. Okay, let's go to activity stream. This is probably going to be the most widely HR tool inside your company. You can create messages, or messages posted the same. You can address them to all employees, or to specific employees, or to certain groups, departments, or even to email users if you'd like to. So let's say I have an employee who is they're not all up to speed, they don't like new tools, but I still need to interact with him or her, and let me just enter an email address. And this person will be able to receive my message. You're also able to create tasks. You can schedule events from the activity stream. You can run polls. That's a very good option. Let's say you are evaluating new internet system and you want to ask if people like your new internet. and I can create a poll, and then people will vote. Whoops, I need to enter the text. And people will be able to vote for certain options, and then you will see who voted for which option. We also have appreciation badges, announcements, and processes. Let me quickly show you what an appreciation badge is. Let's say that Alex Boston has made a sale that is really big. You know, they brought a lot of company for the a lot of money for the company, and we want to congratulate him. I can give kudos to Alex, and then other people will join in and start commenting how great Alex is. Let me show you what an announcement is. An announcement is this thing here. It's a mandatory memo that everyone has to acknowledge that they have read it. So let's say next Saturday is the work day. And when I create an announcement, everyone will see this message on top, and they will have to acknowledge that they have read it. And then you will be able to see all users who have seen the announcement and read it. So it's great for record keeping. Activity stream. You can also use activity stream to run business processes. We have 5 business processes pre-configured for you. You can also add your own custom workflows. There is workflow directory. Our partners, again, are able to add any workflow for you that you desire. This option is available starting with Bitrix24 standard and professional plans. Let's say I'm going on a business trip. It's going to be a client meeting in San Francisco. It's going to start today and end tomorrow. Planned expenses, let's say, how about $1,000? I can upload documents if I need to, and this will start a workflow. This person John will need to approve my request, and then I will be able to proceed with my business trip. Another important and widely used collaboration communication tool inside Bitrix24 is chat. I'm not going to go into how chat works, because if you've used Slack or Skype or Hangout, it works exactly in the same way. One-on-one chats, group chats, public chats, private chats. You can create chat for your department if you want to. You can initiate audio and video calls between employees, hold video conferencing. You can call internal extension phone number. Bitrix24 also comes with a free online PBX system. You can call a person's mobile phone number if you have telephony credit deposited. So, you know, this is all pretty standard stuff. But I did open chat because I want to show you where to configure notifications. You will have your fellow employees asking you, how do I receive mobile push notification or email notification when something happens inside Bitrix24? For example, when a new comment is added to a task, it may be very important that you get notified every time this happens. So this is how you configure notifications, because the other half of your employees will be asking you, I keep receiving those emails, there are too many of them, how do I disable them? So everything is flexibly set up here as far as notifications go in your chat. Okay, we are done with communication tools inside Activity Stream, and let's switch to Workgroup, because it is also a very popular HR tool. So we do have a separate Bitrix24 task and project management webinar. I think it's about 1 hour long, so we go through every detail and how inside Bitrix24 user groups and projects are the same thing. Let me just quickly show you that if you want to create a work group, you want to have someone from HR department, someone from marketing department, somebody from senior management. Let's say you're discussing employee motivation. The first thing you'll need to determine if you want this user group / project be public or private. Let's make it not visible to all. Let's say it's a top secret project, and let's say I want to invite external users to that user group. So for those external users are not employees, let's say it's going to be a consultant, and they will have access only to that work group that I'm creating. Then I will need to decide which tools I need to have inside that work group: media gallery, calendar, tasks. Bitrix24 Drive works exactly in the same way as Dropbox or Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. I will be talking about that shortly. And then all those other tools, including approval workflows inside lists. So I'm going to invite a few employees here, as well as I'm going to add an external user. And here's the email address that I will need to enter. Then I will need to add tags if I want to, and decide who can invite new users for that user group. Only the person who created it, or owners and moderators, or anyone. So let me show you what a work group looks like. Here you can see that I am the owner and the creator of a work group. I can give people moderator rights if I want to. I can switch ownership. I can add new members. Inside that work group, I have documents. I have tasks. I have work group calendar, conversations, media gallery, wiki list, so on and so forth. So if I want to, I can, if I'm done with the group, I can move it to archive. I can change features available inside Bitrix, inside this work group. I can set up granular access rights. Let's say for tasks, I want only me. I should be the only person who is able to create tasks. That's how it's done. Again, please go ahead and watch Bitrix24 Task and Project Management webinar to learn all about how it works inside Bitrix24. Moving on to another extremely popular group called a tool called Calendar, and I think I forgot to show you that under Company we have meetings and briefings are under Time and Reports. So let me show you meetings and briefings first, because that's an advanced tool. If you hold a lot of meetings, if you need a meeting agenda, then you can use our meeting and briefing tool available inside Bitrix24 Professional. Let's say we're selecting new intranet. I'm going to invite users. I'm going to be the person taking notes. It's going to take place in green room. I can set up agenda. Then I create a meeting, and when we're all adjourned, we can start this meeting and take notes, add comments. So this is the advanced tool for meetings and briefings, but it is sometimes much easier to use regular calendar. For the calendar, all you need to do is create a new event. Let's say it's a sales meeting. Time, description. Here you decide to select certain employees. We have event scheduler that shows you, when the time is available for everyone and when it's not. You see, you have this thing vacant time that shows you the next available spot. You can make meetings public or private, send invites, and you will see who accepted your invitations and who didn't. And if it's a repeating event like a monthly budget committee meeting, then you can schedule repeating events. So that's your personal calendar. You can subscribe to other employee or work group calendars. You can follow them. This is done under configure favorite calendars. And we do have a company calendar as well. I think most of you understand the difference between personal calendar and company calendar. The company-wide events are scheduled in the company calendar, and you need to configure access permissions for that calendar. Usually, everyone is able to view events there, but only few people are allowed to add or edit new events to the company calendar. Okay, that's it for the calendar. Let's go to Bitrix24 Drive. Here we have your personal drive, workgroup drives, company drive. Again, the idea of the company drive is that this is where important documents are stored, and usually all employees are only able to view or download documents there, and a group of selected employees have full access rights. This is where it's configured, assigned permissions. In this example, everyone can read documents, but Victoria, who is our IT director, she has full access. And then you can, change access rights and give different access privileges to different groups of employees. If you allow people to edit documents using cloud tools like Office 365 or Google Docs, this is where it's configured. If you do not, if you have policy that states that people can only use their locally installed and locally approved document management tools like MS Office or OpenOffice, then you would select this option. Again, we do have a separate webinar and training materials about document management options inside Bitrix24. I just want to show you how to set up access rights for the drive or individual documents. So for the individual documents, you're also able to lock documents if you use Bitrix24 standard or professional plans. You can share documents with other employees. You can provide public download links a la Dropbox. This is usually done when you need to provide document access for people outside your company, like clients. I'm able to edit documents if I want to. So let me click on this document. I can edit it online. Oops, something went wrong here. Maybe I don't have access rights for this particular document. That might be the issue. So you can see the revision history of each document, and you can run business processes like document approval inside your document drive as well. So this is where you enable business processes, and then here you have you can add any workflow, approval workflow that relates to documents like first approval, expert opinion. Again, information about that is available in Bitrix24 training materials and webinars. Webmail, we do give you ability to connect your own email domain, company email domain for Bitrix24, but email is usually used inside CRM for stuff like email marketing. For CRM, I want to show you a couple of things that is important if you are a supervisor or a business owner. First, you will need to configure access permission rights for your client database, who can do what. In Bitrix24, we have role-based access permissions. So, for example, for a sales manager, we're not going to allow this person export any data from our CRM. He or she will be able to access only their personal contacts, the ones assigned to them. They're not going to have access to certain deal pipelines. They are allowed to work with quotes in invoices, but not with CRM forms. So this is all easily configurable. This is pretty important. Another tool that I want to show you inside CRM that is going to be of value for you if you are a supervisor are reports. We have all kinds of reports inside Bitrix24 CRM. Deals by context, by sales representative. We have agent activity report, who did what within a selected time period. So this is pretty valuable for you as well. And again, we do have a separate hour-long webinar recording that has to do exclusively with CRM. Time and reports, that's a pretty significant tool. As I've said, we do have punch clock available. We do have work time management. Let me show you how to configure it, because some of you do require logging in and logging out and use it for time tracking, and some of you do not, and you want to disable it. If you click settings here, if you click this here, or you can do it on a departmental level or individual level, you can disable punch clock for the entire company, a selected department, or certain employees. So it is possible to require everyone to punch in other than management, for example. Then you need to decide whether you allow flexible hours or not. So in our example, we do not, and this is why we specify the time, the latest time for clocking and the earliest time when people can punch out. We have pretty standard 8-hour required minimum workday, and anytime the person punches in late or leaves early or works less than 8 hours, you will see this exclamation mark. That means that, and by you I mean a supervisor, it means that you will need to approve that this person's late arrival or early leave. So that is how punch clock works in Bitrix24. Obviously, this is a demo portal, so I'm the only person logging in and logging out, so the date is not calculated for other users here. Some of you asked whether it is possible to export this data and integrate it with payroll, for example, because we do not have payroll inside Bitrix24. And the answer is, for the cloud, unfortunately not. For the self-hosted, it is possible. Our partners have done customization both ways. They have exported working hours to payroll systems so that the pay is calculated. And also they've done backward integration when data from payroll systems is entered inside Bitrix24 so that supervisors are able to see working hours inside Bitrix24 without accessing payroll software. Likewise, in Bitrix24, we have option for work reports, and I should have specified that work time and work reports are available exclusively in our top plan, Bitrix24 Professional. So let's say I want to require daily work reports for everyone in the company. This is how it's done. I select when the report has to be submitted, and then let me show you. I have daily plan, I have daily summary. Stuff that I enter here can end up in the work reports. Let me show you what a work report looks like. I had the following plan, I did the following stuff, I have certain tasks, and then my supervisor needs to provide a score. Of course, since I'm the CEO, I don't have anyone rating me, but usually a supervisor will receive those reports on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and then they can rate the report and add comment. So that is as far as work reports go. And like I said, we do have, that's what work report looks like. We do have leave request approval workflows. Our leave approvals, they are exclusively for approving or denying requests. We do not calculate the balance of the remaining vacation days. And this workflow is automatic. It's available in your activity stream, this one right here, leave approval. But also I want to show you that sometimes you can add entries to the absence chart on the behalf of other employees. This is easy to do. So let's say let's do unpaid leave for someone. Let's select Jennifer. She did something wrong. She did, I don't know, disciplinary action. And we've just added an entry to our absence chart. So this absence chart is available to you absolutely free of charge. Okay, the last thing we have left, or actually we have telephony. Again, we do have a separate webinar about telephony, but I just want to show you where to, how to set up telephony users. Here you can assign internal extensions for Bitrix24 users inside your company and connect. If you have VoIP phones, physical VoIP phone sets, you can work with those. Again, internal telephony inside Bitrix24 absolutely free of charge. And you can also configure access rights for telephony. For example, it works exactly the same way as in CRM. It's role-based. So in this example, managers are allowed to make outbound phone calls, but only to phone numbers that are listed inside the CRM. I can deny the ability for users to use telephony. I can let them make phone calls anywhere without any restrictions. So that's telephony. And the last part of our webinar is task management. We do have task templates and recurring tasks available to you. As an HR professional, you are sure to appreciate this option because you do have to do payroll once a month or twice a month, or for some companies it's every week. So let me show you that you can have repeating tasks. That is, something that has to be done on every Monday and Thursday of the week, or maybe you have to do something on every second Wednesday of the month, or maybe something needs to happen on the 10th of every month. So you are able to schedule repeating events very flexibly. Of course, not all of HR tasks are recurring at regular intervals, but you can create a task template for stuff like employee onboarding, because it usually involves the same types of tasks. Our templates work with checklists. You can create templates with subtasks, and you can share your task templates with other employees. if you want to. So I'm going to give Jenny the right to create task from this template. What other supervisory tools do we have for you inside task? Well, I really like task involvement and supervising view, as well as some of our reports. So task involvement chart shows, we do have Gantt chart, as I've mentioned, and this is a timeline view. It shows who's doing what and if they have any free time available. I absolutely love supervising view. Remember, I've mentioned in the beginning of this webinar that you absolutely have to set up company structure. So since I am the CEO, I'm able to view everyone's task, including tasks by department. So I can click on Victoria and I will see that she has 5 tasks that are overdue and 6 tasks that are without deadline. I can see what those tasks are. And task reports are also available to you. Efficiency reports are pretty great. They show you how many reports were, how many tasks were completed on time and how many weren't. And I really like employee resource tracking reports as well. So in Bitrix24, you can allocate certain number of hours for a task or a project, and then you can calculate how much time was allocated and how much time was actually spent working on a certain task. So if you are interested in this type of report, enter Bitrix24 employee workload planning. Whoops. And you will find this blog post. We've added this feature, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, and here it is explained in great detail. Okay, folks, I think we are done with this webinar. Let me go over my list and make sure I didn't forget anything. I did show you how to work with the interface and that it is customizable. I mentioned the settings. I've shown you the profile, work time management, activity stream, chat, workgroups, calendars, tasks, Bitrix24 Drive, and the CRM.